I recently talked to the CEO of Amplitude, a public company, a 2021 IPO. Love Spencer. And I was reading through their earnings reports, and one thing that kind of caught my eye was he was talking about how the era of software, people trying to cut back on their spend and dealing with over purchasing was kind of coming to an end. And that to me just felt very, very bullish for startups next year. And so I just wanted to put that to you and say, hey, do your portfolio companies and the boards that you sit on seem to be pretty optimistic about next year? I'm trying to get a vibe for January, Janet.
Sure. I think we're seeing some signs of that. And I'd say you look at the hyperscalers and what are they saying? Hey, this focus on cloud optimization has eased and the focus on new workload growth has grown. And so I think you're hearing a lot of consistent messages from the folks who are giving us big public statements. I think the thing to be wary of is in 21, right, in the ZERP period, like everyone benefited proportionally, right? Like every company, whether you were the best of breed, whether you were the third in your category, like you all benefited. And so it's important to call out that as the software buying environment thaws, we're not going back to this like it's easy for everyone. What we're going back to is it's going to be easy for the best of breed, the leaders in categories with differentiated products who, have a right to win that incremental budget. And so I think there is a little bit of like a disillusionment that, hey, we're going to get this snap back when rates go down and it's going to be easy for everyone. But all of the muscle memory that's been built into every procurement team, everyone buying software over the last 2 years, your CFO like cracking the whip behind you about, you can't buy this product because we're already spending for something else in this org that's similar, like no redundant spend, sorry, you don't get this, standardize on that. Like that muscle memory around procurement of like that's not going away.
Okay.
Right. And so like that, because it has been like whipped into people. And so budgets might get bigger, but there's still going to be a lot of scrutiny on them. There's still going to be a lot of like, why this versus that? What's the ROI? What's the business case? What problem does it solve? How much revenue is it going to generate us? How much costs are it's going to cut out?
Jamin, this was my attempt at ending on a positive note. And I feel like you just brought in the procurement department and CFOs cracking whips. You're supposed to be throwing some joy out here, man. It's nearly Christmas.
No, look, I think, it is. I think it is what it always has been, right? Companies that are differentiated, playing in big markets are going to build businesses. And those who aren't are going to struggle. And I think it's important just to call it out because we did have this period of disillusionment where it's like, hey, everyone's going to win. And the reality is everything over the last few years has kind of been a theme of just like reversion to the mean. And like everything we're witnessing now is just exactly that, a reversion to the mean.